Hello guys, it's a warm welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Daily in the wonders of Bangkok on a Saturday afternoon at about 2:45 p.m. Sitting back having a cappuccino. It hasn't arrived yet, it's going to arrive in a couple of minutes. And when it does arrive, I'm just going to introduce you to the lady who owns this place. She's appeared in some of my videos on the Big Picture El Panorama, and I give her a plug for the cafe. And if you're ever around the Wigwang market at all, you should pop in here. It's 24-hour coffee and tea. That's what it's called, 24-hour coffee and tea. Opposite the fire station. That's the Wigwang fire station, just opposite the Wigwang fire station. So here we go. May, that's right, May. So I'll just say, hello May, how are you?
I'm well.
Okay, so the name of your cafe is 24-hour
24 coffee and tea.
24 coffee and tea.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And how much for a cappuccino? Samsip had
40.
40 baht. Okay, 1 second, I'll get that now. Thank you so much.
How are you, sir?
I'm very good, very good. Professional YouTuber now. Okay.
Long time no see.
Yeah, well, I'm here every night in the market.
Every night here,
but I
right?
don't normally come down this end, you know.
Oh,
but I decided to do a video here today. So thank you so much indeed, mate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. So as she said there, it's 24 coffee and tea. Here's me saying 24-hour coffee and tea. You know, just adjust that a little bit, will I? There we are. So we're going to have our coffee. This video, by the way, is about, let's say, the imbalance in society. I'm not going to necessarily focus on Thai society, but obviously I take my lead, or my experience is in Thai society. By the way, when you get a cappuccino here, as you can see, or maybe not, you can't see, I don't know. So some brown sugar. So I just, you know, put a bit of that in. Is that sugar? I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. Give it a stir anyway. And you get a glass of water as well. Okay, so that's lovely. And a bird just shit or shat, I don't know, shat, let's say, on the cable connecting my microphone to the camera. I don't know if that's a bit of luck or whatever, maybe it is. But here we go. The imbalance in Thai society. Look, there's imbalances everywhere, but you see, nature is a balance. You've got 2 eyes, you've got 2 ears, you've got 2 nostrils, you've got 2 lungs, 2 hands, 2 feet, go on and on and on and on. So there's day and night, hot and cold. So in any culture you care to mention, or in any economy, more to the point, you care to mention, there's an imbalance of wealth distribution. But in Thailand, it's colossal. You're going to get statistics online. I'm not quoting statistics, I'm telling you from my own experience. Basically, teachers in Thailand earn about 12,000 Thai baht per month. Now you check online and you'll find it's a lot higher, but that's my experience. I know a lot of teachers in Thailand and they earn about 12,000 Thai baht a month. And you're looking at somewhere up in the region of $400, $500 a month. And a lot of people in Thailand earn between $400, $500, $600 a month, 20,000 Thai baht. A girl in 7-Eleven would be earning something in the region, let's say, of 12,000, 15,000 Thai baht. A girl who's running a nail salon in a shopping centre, or a beauty salon, let's say, in a shopping centre, because I know this because I saw it advertised. They're looking for staff, and I won't mention obviously I'm not going to mention names, you can't do that in Thailand. But anyway, they had a sticker on the window, or a sign on the window, and it was 20,000 baht, which is about $600 a month. Now, if you can survive on $600 a month, you're doing very well. In Ireland, your dole money, your social security is more than $600 a month. But then again, you can't compare the cost of living. Well, you can compare it, but there is no comparison, let's say, between the cost of living in Ireland and the cost of living in Thailand. The cost of living in Ireland is astronomical, but the salaries compared to Thailand are astronomical. But you see, you can live on the basic wage in Ireland. You can get as much as you need on the basic wage in Ireland. You may not be able to get as much as you want, but you'll certainly be able to live and live reasonably comfortably. Your child will have a full education, and you'll have access to state-of-the-art healthcare. Thailand possesses excellent education facilities and excellent state-of-the-art healthcare, but it's not available to those people who are on $450, $600 a month, because they're not going to be able to afford it because they have to pay for it. There are government hospitals, and they're fantastic, let's say, but in terms of accessibility, in other words, if you go in with a broken arm or something like that, I've seen it. You could be waiting a long time for a resolution to whatever injury you have or ailment you have. I've seen it in practice. So if you've got the spondylosis, you can get the Dod's bollocks. There you go. You can get the best there is. There are hospitals in Thailand which are equal or if not superior to hospitals in the West, private hospitals. There are schools in Thailand which are equal if not superior to schools in the West, but they're not accessible to, I would say, judging by what I can see around me, I would say, and this is just my opinion, 60% of the Thai population wouldn't be in the position to afford private education or have private healthcare. That's my opinion based on what I see. And when I say wouldn't be in the position to afford, they'd be right down. I mean, I see people working in the night market in here where I am. They set up stall about 7 o'clock in the evening. They don't go home for 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what they're on, but if they're on big money, they wouldn't be sitting there themselves selling at 7 o'clock in the evening, 4 o'clock in the morning, 7 nights a week. The Chinese have a work ethic. It's called 996. You may be familiar with it, may be aware of it, but it's 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. The BBC did a documentary on it. I've spoken to many Chinese people even as recently as yesterday, and although it's frowned upon and it's not necessarily, put it this way, the younger generation don't accept it, but it is still there. You can work, you'll be expected to work 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's the Chinese work ethic. The Japanese are fairly similar. The Koreans, you don't go home till the boss has left the office because it's impolite. Here they work 6 days a week, lots of them. For example, this lady here, I'm sure she's open 7 days a week. I know she is, but she's her own boss. That's the difference. But the street traders do 7 days a week. They're their own boss, I suppose. 7-Eleven girls, I've asked them, they do 6 days a week, and they work 12 hours a day. I've asked them. I don't know if they're compelled to do that, but I've asked them, and that's what they told me they do. I see taxi drivers sleeping in their taxis. That's their break. That's how they break their shifts. They sleep in the taxis. I've seen them. So none of these people would be doing that kind of thing if they didn't have to. So therefore, there's a big gap between the rich and the poor in Thailand. Side by side with that, you see Ferraris, you see Lamborghinis, you see Porsche 911s, you see the whole shooting match, the whole kit and caboodle, more so than I would ever see in Ireland. So I see more poverty than I've ever seen in Ireland, and I've seen more wealth than I've ever seen in Ireland. And the poverty and the wealth that I see in Ireland, there's a very small gap between the two. Here, it's a crevasse. It is huge, and that's not a criticism, it's just the way it is. That, you know, there's the haves and the have-nots. But you mean you don't have to look to Southeast Asia to look at this. In the United States, and again, this is not a criticism of the United States, the great country that it is, but you look at Philadelphia, the Rust Belt, let's say, the Pennsylvania, there's some poverty there, lads. And then you've got the other side of the coin, where there's, you know, America's the place to be if you want to be successful, and there's many people who are. Thailand's the place to be if you've got money, that's for sure. I hear you say anywhere is the place to be if you have money. Well, most places. But if you have money in Thailand, you can live like a king. You can live the life. As you say in Ireland, live the life O'Reilly. But what's the cause? What's the cause of this disparity, this gap, this huge gap? It's to do with education. That's my opinion. And if you look at Brazil, I'm quoting things, again, these are not statistics, I know these things. Brazil is a second world country. Thailand is a second world country, i.e. a developing country. But I don't think Brazil is a developing country, and I don't think Thailand is a developing country. I think they are underdeveloped because it's not the present continuous. It's not happening. It's happening for some people. There's a growing middle class here, I'll give you that. And they seem to be doing very, very well for themselves. But a lot of Thai people here live on the never never, as if they'll buy their car in weekly installments or monthly installments. That's the same as anywhere else. But here there's a lot of peer pressure, and there's an apartment block near where I am here, and it appears on the big picture, well, the street where it is appears on the big picture of Panorama most nights. Although I've never actually done that and put the point of the camera at it. These are government apartments that will cost you $100, $200 a month, and the cars that pull in there are Mercedes S-Class, and I kid you not, Mercedes S-Class and the like, BMW 5 and 7 Series. I've seen the odd Porsche as well, and you might say to yourself, how can that be? How can someone live in accommodation of $200? When I say $200 a month, it's a basic 4 walls, no air conditioning, although you can add that yourself if you want. There's no kitchen as such, there's no bathroom. The bathroom is a plastic bucket with a small little plastic pot that you throw water over yourself to have a shower, and those Asian style stand-uppy conveniences, let's say. That's supposed to be better for you, by the way, if you squat when you're doing your thing, but let's not go into that. So that's what you get for your $200 a month. But they're driving the S-Class Mercedes, and they park it in the car park, and they go up to their $200 a month room. And you know, for a Westerner this doesn't make sense, but for them it does. That's all about saving face. Look what I am, look what I have, look how successful I am. I'm driving a big car, because when you drive the big car here you get respect. But it doesn't matter where you live, because no one sees that. You see it on the street driving your car. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. They put the car before their house. And this goes to show me that, you know, these are people that are aspiring middle class, that whatever mortgage they pay for a house or an apartment, they'd rather pay for a car instead. Now that's the truth. That's the truth. So here, the gap between the rich and the poor is huge. It's to do with education, because the standard of education here is, let's say, adequate. Okay, I'm just saying that, we're using that word, adequate. Adequate for what, you may ask, but adequate. The private education is as good as anywhere else. So if you've got an adequate education, you're going to get an adequate job, and you'll have an adequate life and an adequate lifestyle. And that's what a lot of people here have. I'm only going on my experience of Thailand. I'm not talking about, you could apply this to a lot of countries, especially in Southeast Asia. You could apply it, maybe talk about Laos. I've been to Laos once or twice, it looks very similar. I've been to Vietnam once or twice. Honestly, I was only in Ho Chi Minh, I was only in one district, I couldn't speak about it, I really don't know, but it looks very similar. But if you compare Southeast Asia with Northwest Europe, there is no comparison. So there you go, guys. That's my 5 cents worth on the gap between the rich and the poor here. There's a gap between the rich and the poor everywhere. It's the balance of nature, you see, and that's the way it is. You've got to have someone to sweep the Street the sweets. Street the sweet. Street the street. Sweep the streets. Jesus. You gotta have someone to sweep the streets. You gotta have someone to be able to say it as well. You gotta have someone to carry out cardiovascular surgery, and you've got to have someone to drive the bus, and you've got to have someone to, I don't know, be a chauffeur and drive a limousine or whatever it may be. So we need people to fulfill roles in every part of the economy. So not everyone can be privileged, and we have to have, for the economy to function, the underprivileged and the uneducated and the people who are the have-nots. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what it's like in your part of the world, in your neck of the woods. I'm going to finish off my cappuccino here at 24 coffee and tea in the heart of Wigwang. And if you want to know where it is, just leave a message in the... Well, I'll tell you where it is. It's here in Wigwang. So, and by the way, if ever you're here, I do videos for the Big Picture El Panorama every night. If ever you're here, say hello. Mark from Orange County in California did that. He's on one of my videos from the other night. And anybody who wants to say hello and drop down to Wigwang, please do. So guys, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, click the subscribe button, click the like button, click the share button, do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.